Good morning, everyone. We're going to talk about drum programming today, and we're going to have a hard time getting this getting this little session fitted in 5 minutes, but we'll do our best. So we'll get right to it. Now, obviously, when you're programming drums, you have to ask yourself the question whether you want the drums to sound realistic or not, and it depends on the genre. In this case, we're going to program some drums that we want to sound fairly realistic. So we're using BFD, which is this drum program here. I've already got a drum kit that I've loaded up. Okay, so let's go to the grid here. Now, the thing with drum programming is that there's three things involved: the sound of the drums, the velocity of the hits, and the timing of the hits. Obviously, no drummer, no human drummer, I would say, is going to hit the drums the same velocity every time, or in the same, or like adhere to the grid the way a drum machine would. So we have to keep that in mind. Good way is listening to other drummers and see maybe like cut little sections of their patterns out and put it into the DAW and have a look at where their hits are landing in relation to the grid. So we're gonna start off with a really simple 4/4 beat. So we're going to take our kick drum. We're going to draw in some kicks. Don't worry about the velocities or the timing yet. Just put everything on snap, and just snap it to the grid. Okay. Put some pickups there. Actually, not there. Let's put one there. Get rid of this one. Quickly listen. Okay, now the pickups generally, let's have a look at this velocity here. The pickups generally are a little softer, marginally, than the actual on-beat hits, and the bar markers, kick drums, tend to be a little louder. Make this one a little. Okay, okay, good. Snare next. Okay, on the 2 and the 4. Where are we? Here we are. Snare. There it is. Okay, there, there, and there. Okay, we'll leave that as is for now. The next thing we want to do is draw in some hi-hats. Okay, so we're going to use the closed hi-hat, and if you notice, drummers with this particular type of beat, what they'll do is they'll hit the hi-hat with the tip of their stick for the most part, and then when it comes to the end of a bar, they tend to kind of go onto the shank. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to just draw these in first, and then we're going to go back and examine the velocities afterward. Okay. You'll notice if I play this without adjusting the velocity, it's going to sound quite kind of rigid and. Okay, so first of all, let's drag this one to the shank, okay? Hear that sounds. Okay, now, generally speaking, the drummer will play every second beat. The ones that aren't on the hits, the snare hits or the kick drum hits, he'll play them a little quieter. So let's go to velocity, and we'll just drag these down just sort of randomly. And then also the corollary of that, on snare hits, he'll tend to hit the hi-hat harder. So on the 2s and the 4s, let's bring them up a little. Okay. Now let's have a listen to that. Not too bad, okay. I can already hear that the snare drums are a little too uniform, so we're going to just go back and we'll adjust the velocity. Again, just in my experience, I've found that the drummer tends to hit the second snare a little harder than the first. But again, this is all very sort of relative, and each track be slightly different. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is I want to just shift some things off the grid a little bit. Okay, so what I like to do on these kind of more laid back style things is I'll take off snap. I'll go to my snares and I'll just make them a little sort of late and pull it. What am I doing here? Where's my snare? There it is. Okay, oh, sorry, I'm in the wrong. I need to go to this. I'm gonna pull this back, and I'm gonna take the hi-hat with it actually. Go to the next one. This is kind of, you have to do this sort of by ear really, just move them and then listen and then see. You'll hear if it sounds sort of too late, or but this will tend to give your drum track a kind of a sort of a lazy feel. That might be too much now, but let's have a listen. This last one here is too much. Okay, so that's not too bad actually. Now I've also I did one earlier and I added in a flam, which is a second snare, just slightly kind of behind the first snare, and I tucked it in, and I also just dropped in a little ghost note, which you could hear here. Again, just have a quick listen. Okay, so we'll examine this drum programming area in further detail, but this will give you a fairly basic, um, we'll say, ability to kind of, if you want to get a demo song up and running and you want to get a sort of a nice, easy, realistic style drum track, this will do it for you. So, and obviously this is only touching the tip of the iceberg, we'll say, in terms of drum programming, but it will certainly get you started. So hope it was helpful. Any questions, you can email me, and see you next time. This has been Will, and you've been watching 5 Minute Digital Recording Tips.